Real growth and success in life doesn't come from staying comfortable. It actually comes from being uncomfortable, pushing yourself in situations where you know you're going to be uncomfortable. That's where real growth comes from, in anything that you do. What I want to talk about today is some things that I think you can do right now to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation to grow and achieve great things. The first thing that you need to do with getting uncomfortable is set high standards for yourself. Most people set standards that are simply too low. And so when they achieve them, there's really no growth there. You need to set high standards for yourself, both personally and professionally. Because until you achieve those things, you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable. So set high standards for yourself starting right now. Number 2, do the most difficult tasks first. Do the things that are making you the most uncomfortable first. A lot of people shy away from those things. I'll do that later. They have a particular task that they know is going to be difficult for them, so they keep pushing it off. They keep kicking the can down the road. They'll never achieve great success and growth if they don't accomplish those challenging, most difficult things first. So do those things first. Everything else becomes a cakewalk. Number 3, you need to find ways to compete. Compete with other people and compete with yourself. That's part of setting high standards. But you need to find ways to compete. Every great champion, every great team wants to compete. Nobody likes playing a game where you blow away your competition because they're not that good. Every great boxing champion wants to compete at the highest level with someone that's going to push them to train harder, to be better at what they're doing. You need to do the same thing. You need to find ways to compete. It's uncomfortable when you compete. You get nervous. You get anxious. But you train harder. You read more. You work harder. And you grow and gain a lot more success because of it. Number 5, you need to surround yourself with people more successful than you. By surrounding yourself with those people, you're going to be uncomfortable because you're going to look at them and want what they've achieved. So find a group that's going to push you. For me, I have a group called the Arte Syndicate. It was founded and run by Ed Milet and Andy Frisella. 2 men that make me uncomfortable when I'm around them because they've achieved greatness. But by being around them and having them in my life, it makes me push myself harder to achieve more than I have achieved now, both personally and professionally. So you need to find that because it will make you uncomfortable and it'll help you grow. Number 6, you need to be really honest with yourself, with where you are in your career and in your personal life. Be honest with yourself about what you've achieved and what you haven't achieved, because until you're honest with yourself, you're never really going to be able to grow. And quite frankly, being honest with yourself, truly honest with yourself, makes a lot of people uncomfortable. But until you do that, you're never really going to be able to grow. And the final thing, number 7, you have to create goals and dreams and visions that are hard to achieve, that you have to stretch to achieve. Because that's where the real growth comes from. If you set goals that are easy, that's not going to make you uncomfortable. That's actually set you in that comfortable range where you're not really going to achieve tremendous success. So set goals for yourself, both personally and professionally, that even thinking about them makes you uncomfortable because of what you have to do in order to achieve those things. That's how you get real growth. The truly successful people in life continually put themselves in uncomfortable situations. They deliberately make themselves uncomfortable. Even today, as I film, I'm uncomfortable. I woke up uncomfortable. I didn't really want to do it. I had other things on my mind. But having this on the calendar made me achieve this and made me do this when I really didn't want to. It was uncomfortable. You have to do the same thing because that's what greatness is all about. That's where real success comes from. If you know by deliberately putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation and you can get through it, you'll achieve greatness. By the way, that doesn't mean you win at everything you do, but just doing it, stepping up, getting in the ring of life and putting in the time and putting in the effort, that's where the growth comes from. You don't always have to win. Sometimes you learn more in losses than you do in wins. But you never know if you don't try. You never know if you don't put yourself in that uncomfortable situation. So do yourself a favor right now. You should be writing down things that make you uncomfortable. I promise you, if you can start checking those things off in your life, you'll be successful. Like this video if you thought it was helpful to you. And subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have more great content just like this. And leave a comment on what you do, one thing you do that makes you uncomfortable, but it's helped you in your life.